Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Marvin's Room. Thank you guys so much for joining me on my journey. I'm always grateful and humble wherever you're at in the world. Thank you guys so much for continuing to rock with me. Thank you guys so much for continuing to subscribe to my channel. And I just hope that I can continue to bring you guys great content and to help you on your law of attraction journey. For those that don't know me, that are new, this may be your first video you're watching. My name is Marvin, and I'm a law of attraction life coach mentor, and I help people manifest their desires, their dreams, etc., whatever they may be wanting to manifest. All right, so hopefully one day that could be you. I wanted to jump in today, man, and I wanted to talk to you guys about a serious situation, a serious topic, and that is the topic of trust. Because in the law of attraction community, and even outside of the law of attraction community, it is my firm belief that trust is something that so many people struggle with. And I want you guys to understand something. Usually, 9 times out of 10, trust issues come from obviously something that you've experienced in the past. Whether you were a child, whether you were a teenager, whether you were an adult, whatever the case may be, somewhere along your journey, someone or something happened to you, and it caused your trust to completely shatter. So what ends up happening is you make yourself suffer month after month, week after week, year after year, because of decisions or situations and circumstances that happen at some point in your life or at multiple points in your life. And this is why trust is such a big thing. But I want you guys to understand and think about something. Think about all of the things in life that you unconsciously already trust. You trust your next heartbeat. That's not something that you question. You know that your breath is going to be there. You don't question if the chair that you're sitting in is getting ready to fall or not. That's something that you trust in. You believe in that. There's a knowing. You just automatically trust it. You trust that your car is going to start. You trust that, you go to work, or you and your best friend are going to have, fun doing whatever. There's so many things in your life that you already naturally trust. So know that because you trusted before, know that you can trust again, because you've already trusted before. Because like I said, I'm giving you guys examples of things in your life that you already trust. So if you can trust with certain things in your life, know that you can transfer the trust from other situations in your life, and know that you can apply that same trust in your relationships, in your business partnerships, with money, whatever the case may be. But as always, you have to go within. It always starts within. And something that I realized is that most people, they have these trust issues because they haven't figured out that they're the problem. They haven't figured out that, oh, I don't trust this person over here because of what they did to me, obviously. This person did this, and you feel, betrayed. There's a level of betrayal that happened, and you feel like, man, I don't know how I can turn back from that. But understand that this happening doesn't mean that you are identifying with who you are today. And what I realize is so many people, what they do is, because of past betrayals, because of past hurts, you end up making your next pay for your ex. Meaning you end up making your next relationship pay for whatever your ex did to you last year, or whatever your previous ex did to you, 5 years ago, or whatever your parents might have betrayed you if your parents left you when you were younger, or whatever great pain. Basically, you're making people in your life pay for those decisions that people made. You're making your future, you're cashing in on your future. You're paying an expensive future lesson for something that the past did. Why are you making your future pay for a balance that is owed from your past? That's a check that's going to bounce. That check is going to bounce every time, because you're trying to make your future pay for something your past did. That check is voided. And that's the decisions that you guys have to stop making. And understand that, is what you're going through really a threat? What are you going through right now? Is it really a threat to you? Or are you making it a threat to you because of decisions and expectations that you had in your past that weren't met? Because that's ultimately what trust is you were dealing with people or situations, and the expectations that you had weren't met. So now your trust is broken. And so now when the new situations arrive, you could be creating false fights, false arguments, false everything, based on becoming defensive because you haven't healed, because you don't know how to heal based on something that happened in the past. And is your current emotions matched up with your current reality? Because 9 times out of 10, your current reality and your current emotions, there's not a match in it. Because what you're doing is your current reality is not what happened 10, 20 years ago or last year or last. That's not your current reality. But you're bringing those emotions from the past into your current reality. And that's why so many things go wrong. Because you're still living as if something that happened 5 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. And what's happening is you're not only making that person suffer, or you think you're making that person suffer, but the person who's really suffering is you. It's because you choose to hold on to unforgiveness. You choose to hold on to fear that things can't get better. But understand that you've trusted before. So if you've trusted before, you can 100% learn to trust again. And how do you do this? The way that you do this is by looking in the mirror and understanding that it all starts with you. You got to go within, up here and in here. You have to get right internally. You have to get right mentally. Because what most people don't do is they're not honest with themselves. They don't look at themselves and hold themselves accountable. And if you really do hold yourselves accountable, you will realize that at some point in those situations where where the trust was broken between you and whoever it was, you will realize that at some point you had something to do with that trust as well. And what I mean by that is there was an intuitive thought, or there were conversations, or you weren't being clear enough, or you weren't communicating the right way. You didn't draw the line in the sand as deep as you should have. You know, there's always something that you could have said better or did better, etc., etc. There's something that you could have done that you didn't do, or something that you did do that you could have done more of. And this is what a lot of people have problems with hearing, is the self-accountability part. But as you guys know me, I'm never going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to always tell you what you need to hear so that you can get better and grow. And what I want you guys to understand is that it takes two to tango. It takes two to make a problem. As perfect as you think you might have been, you weren't as perfect as you think you were. And so that's why forgiveness of yourself is so key, because until you forgive yourself, how can you forgive another person? Until you fall in love with yourself, how can you really fall in love with another person? Until you really trust yourself, how can you really trust another person again? And this is the crux of what I wanted to go over with you guys, is that lack of trust really means that you don't trust yourself anymore. It's not that you don't trust other people. It's not that you don't trust other situations. It's you don't trust you. You don't trust your intuition anymore. You don't trust your decision making. You don't trust. It's all you. That's why you can't trust other people. It's because you don't trust yourself. And the reason you can't trust yourself is because you're keeping score. You're keeping score of all of the past terrible decisions that you've made. You're keeping score of all of the past hurts. You're feeling unworthy. You're feeling unloved. You're feeling second best. And that's why you continue to keep score on that. And that's why it keeps showing up in your life. Because as we all know, everyone is us pushed out. Law of attraction. You are attracting these experiences because you have yet to forgive yourself, and you've yet to fall in love with yourself, and you've yet to begin to trust yourself. Because when you really trust yourself, you can trust others. When you trust yourself, that's essentially you saying, I trust the universe now. You know, but something that the Western world, I don't like about the Western world, what we teach is we teach that we need control. We teach like, oh, when we don't have control, that's a problem. But understand that the universe is on your side. I made a video talking about the law of divine oneness. We are all one. We are all connected. And when you understand that, really, when you understand the crux of that, that's when you really can let go and trust that you are the universe. The universe always is looking out for you and has your best interest. And when you really, really grasp that and you really meditate on that, you can begin to let go and you can understand, oh, wow, I can trust again because the universe is on my side. But what happens so many times is we think the universe is not on our side. Look at all of these experiences I've gone through. The universe is cursing me, it's punishing me. No, you're doing it to yourself up here and in here, because you have the energy to be God. You have the energy to attract whatever it is that you desire, but you keep replaying the same story, the same past traumas, etc., etc. And that's why you can't heal, and that's why you can't trust. because it has nothing to do with outside circumstances. It has everything to do with you. You don't trust your intuitive mind anymore. You don't trust your decision making. You don't trust that you just don't trust yourself at all. And that's what's stopping you from trusting others. Just like if you don't love yourself, you can't love others. This stuff goes hand in hand. And that's why I wanted to jump on here today with you guys and let you guys understand, like, this is the real problem. This is the real problem. And in order to do this, like I said, you have to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Fall in love with yourself. Start to trust yourself. I just gave you a bunch of examples in the beginning of this video about things you already naturally trust. If you've had trust before, you can have trust again, but you have to work towards it. Stop thinking about the past. Understand that the past is not a prison. It was just a lesson learned. Forgive those lessons. Forgive those people involved. Move forward. The people that you deal with in the future, don't be afraid to tell them what you want. Tell them what you want clearly. People aren't mind readers. We can't read minds. We can't, because what we like to do a lot of times is we like to drop hints. We like to assume that people know what we're thinking, or they should know what we're thinking because they love us. If they really love us, they would know what we're thinking, etc., things like that. But understand, people aren't mind readers. You got to communicate what it is that you want, your expectations, and do it that way, so that people can have an honest, open dialogue and know what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? And have that open-ended discussion, even with disagreements, because disagreements are very healthy as well. Because understand, everybody doesn't think the way you think. Understand that we all think differently. And just because I don't think like you doesn't mean that we're not compatible. It just means I'm trying to learn and understand how you think, how you act better. And that's why I'm asking questions. Because disagreements can actually end up leading to many agreements. Because the communication is there. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that is missed out from so many people. So I want you guys to really clearly get this message that you can learn to trust again. But the way to do that is by forgiving whatever happened, falling in love with yourself, and beginning to trust yourself. Trust your decision making. Trust your intuition again. Because now that you've gotten rid of the junk, now that you've healed, you can start to trust again. Now that you are in a different vibrational frequency, once you heal, you can attract the right people, you can attract the right situations. You know what I'm saying? And the way that you can start to do this is, something that you can do is you can look at the people in your life right now. Take people that are in your life, and you can make a list if you want, and start to go to those people and show them that you trust them. Start to do things to them and show them that you trust them. Take action, take initiative. And they can do things back to you that will mirror and reflect to them that, okay, I trust her too. Start to affirm to yourself, I trust the universe. I trust other people, and they trust me. You got to change your inner dialogue. You got to change the dialogue that you've been having with yourself for the past 15, years, or past 10 years, or past 5 years, or past year, whatever the case may be. Change that dialogue. And you can do this by being grateful for the people you have in your life, and looking at and paying attention to the people in your life that already trust you and that you already trust. You can write it out, the things about this person that you trust and know. Pay attention to those attributes. You can tell your friend to do that to you as well. But when you start focusing on the trust that's already there in your life, you start to take your awareness away from the trust that is not there, because you get what you focus on. It's a focus-based universe, as we all know, vibrational. Whatever you focus on is what you're going to manifest more of. So start to take your focus off of not trusting, and start to put your focus on things that you already do trust in your life. The people you already trust, and why. Those qualities, and you can see that in your new partner, or see that in your SP, if they come back into your life, or whatever the case may be. And understand, like I said, it always starts with you. Don't place blame on other people. Don't place blame on this situation. It starts with you. It always starts with your mindset. It ends with your mindset. Focus-based universe. Forgive the past. Fall in love with yourself. Learn to trust yourself again, because that's the reason you can't trust other people, is because you don't trust yourself. It has nothing to do with the outside. You don't trust yourself. You don't trust your ability to create. You don't trust your ability to believe in the universe has your back. You don't trust your ability that there are good men or women out there. It all starts with you. Change your beliefs, trust yourself, and you can trust anything again in your life. All right, guys, comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this video. I'm so happy you guys joined me again. I can't wait to read the comments on what you guys think and what trust means to you and what you've done with trust. And share it in the comment section below so the viewers can kind of have an open dialogue and start to, say what did work, what didn't work, etc., etc. All right, guys, this has been another episode of Marvin's Room. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll see you guys next time. You know where, you know when.